Hi everybody, Claire here from Rainbow Acrylics. Do you remember a few weeks ago, probably a few months ago, I painted these triptych of straight pours, and I also painted these, a triptych of flip cups. They all used the same paint. It was an experiment. I used the same colours. I layered my cups in exactly the same way. The only difference was the flip cups contained silicone and the straight pours, which are over there, didn't contain silicone. So I hung both sets in my family room, which is my kitchen, dining room and sitting area. And I've still got one more wall that I need to put some artwork on. Let me show you. So this is the wall I need a piece of artwork for. So I've got my dining room table, just behind my dining room table. So it's quite a large wall, so it's going to take quite a large canvas. So I'm thinking a big Dutch pour with exactly the same colours as the two triptychs. So let me show you those colours. So these are the exact colours that I used. So I'll list all the colours in the description, but I've got some green, blue, green iridescent colours from Pebeo. I've got Amsterdam Phthalo turquoise, so much deeper turquoise, silver, white, magenta, an iridescent lighter pink, a gold, a cerulean blue, a deep purple, a light purple, and a paynes grey. So these are the colours I used for both triptychs. It's a lot of colours. So what I'm going to try and do is somehow use these colours for a Dutch pour. For the base, because my kitchen has a grey worktop, I don't want a white base, I want a grey base. So I've just mixed this gorgeous colour. So this is 3 parts Pebeo Studio Acrylic Silver and 1 part Amsterdam White. So it's pale, it's really light, sorry about the shadows, it's really light in colour, but it's just got this really beautiful sparkle. Because it's going to go on a white wall, I don't want a white base to my painting, so it's just slightly darker, so it's really pretty. All of these paints I've mixed with UK Floetrol. My recipe is 2 parts Floetrol to 1 part paint to 1.5 parts water, with the exception of the iridescent colours, which were 2 parts water. So let's get started. Right, so here's my canvas. One thing I forgot to mention is that this is going to be a practice go. So the idea of this pour is that I'm going to practice using these colours just to see what happens and see how the colours work together. So I've got a canvas 30 by 40 centimetres. I've put the big push pins in the back and I've checked that it's all nice and level. So the first thing I'm going to do is put down this beautiful pale silvery grey base. So I'm just going to do a lovely thin coat of this everywhere. I wanted it nice and pale, and what I'm hoping is that it's not going to dominate, but it's going to have some subtle sparkle throughout the base. It's going to be very slightly shimmery. I don't want it too shimmery because I think that would detract from the actual Dutch pour, but because I've diluted it a little bit with white, I think it will just have a very subtle shimmer, which I think will look quite beautiful. Right, so for the design of the pour, I want to do an S shape, but I normally would do it starting here and ending here. I'm not going to do that. I want it to start here and end here. So it's going to be a sort of shorter S shape. And then what I'm thinking is actually adding a little bit of colour to the 2 corners as well. I'm thinking all the time about what I'd like to do for my big canvas. So obviously this is tiny canvas in comparison, so I'm not sure if I'm yet going to use the hairdryer, or if I'm going to use the hairdryer a lot, or use my mouth, or I did actually just buy this little mini blower, the world's smallest blower it's called. It's for blowing out dust and computer keyboards. So I might have a go with that and see what happens. My kitchen is turquoise. It's got a turquoise splashback, so I want turquoise to be really the predominant colour here. So I'm just thinking through how I'm going to layer these paints. So I'm going to start with the really dark turquoise. just to try and plan out the shape of this pour. Right, how about that? That looks quite even. And then, in fact, maybe I should leave the corners. I wanted to do the corners, but maybe because it's such a small canvas, I think maybe I'll be better off leaving it at the moment. Right, so I'm going to try and alternate light and dark. So that was the dark turquoise. Let's go with the light purple. Right, let's just torch it. I can see lots of air bubbles. Right, I'm going to use my hairdryer simply because I've decided to miss the colour off the corners because I don't think there's enough room. I'm going to use the hairdryer to blow this out. I'm going to start from the middle and blow up and down one side and then the same the other. Wow, look at those colours. So I'm just going to let that set for a minute, sit still for a minute. I absolutely love the colours. There is no brown. I think I can see all the colours separately and it hasn't muddied. Right, let's torch it. I can see some air bubbles. Oh wow. Right, now I'm going to try my new little blow dryer, not blow dryer, mini blower. And I'm just going to just play around slightly with the edges. So I'm not happy with the shape of that edge there. I'd like to blow this out a little bit more. So I'm just going to have a play around and see how this thing works. Not convinced by it. It's not giving me very much control. Just look at the colours. I absolutely love these colours. Oh my goodness, they work so well. I thought I was going to have far too many colours. I thought they were going to muddy and make brown, but they just haven't. They've all kept themselves really separate, and you can see every single colour. So you've got some real intensity there from the dark purple, from the magenta there. Some beautiful cells. I've kept some places here with some negative space. You probably can't see, but it's all shimmering so nicely. The background, the base colour is looking really pretty. You probably noticed when I started blowing around, I decided not to keep the defined edges of the petals around here, and the reason for that was there was quite a lot of base colour down, and I realised that actually there was so much base I could actually blow all the colour to the edge just to try and spread across the canvas more. So yeah, really pleased with it. I cannot wait for this to dry. These colours are they're just amazing, absolutely gorgeous. They look a bit red in the video, but it's not, it's pink, that's magenta there, not red. Oh, I'm so happy with this. Really pleased. This has definitely inspired me that this might be the solution to the big canvas for my dining room wall. Right, I'll be back when it's dry. So I was so excited about the colours in that last pour. I've gone and grabbed another canvas. This is a 16 by 24 inch, I think. I've quickly mixed up some more silver paint, some silvery and white base paint. And I'm going to go again. I was so happy with the colour combination. I thought I want to try it bigger. Let's go bigger. Let's see what happens. So I'm going to go with my original Dutch pour plan. I'm going to do an S shape across the middle. What I'm thinking is starting more in the corner, doing an S shape and then finishing up here somewhere. And then doing two more waves of colour. One maybe here and one here. I'm not really sure. But now this is a bit bigger, I just feel like I can experiment a bit more with the layout of the piece. So let's see what happens. Right, let's go with that. Let's see what that creates. Right, that's all the colours down. I'll give it a torch, get rid of the air bubbles. I'm strangely feeling a bit nervous now about this one, because I think the first one I loved so much. Now I've gone bigger, my expectations are higher, so I'm nervous. So, how am I going to do this? I've done one like this before when I've done 3 panels. It was a commission, and I started with the middle one, but I almost wonder if I should do the middle one last, because then that one will dominate as it goes across. I think I'm going to do the middle one last, because then I can blow over the paint created from the other ones. Yeah, and also I'm going to start from this end, this corner, and then blow out that way. So it's going to be a bit different. Wow, 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 wow. I love it. So I tried to create, instead of blowing the paint at 90 degrees to the line of paint this time, what I've tried to do is blow the paint at kind of a 45-degree angle, because there's not going to be enough room on the canvas otherwise. And I think in doing that, you get these really, really intense colours. There's something in my paint there. Right, I'm going to just, not as much as before, but I'm going to soften the edges slightly. I don't want to do it as much as I did with the other one. I really like this negative space, but I'm just going to soften these edges very, very slightly. So here it is. I'm amazed. I love it. The colours are beautiful. My only comment standing back is I think I lose a lot of the turquoise, and I definitely said I wanted turquoise to be dominant. It's not really dominant, but I don't care right now because I love it. I really like it. To me, it looks a bit like seaweed. That's not a very glamorous name, is it? Or comparison, but it just looks like sort of branching seaweed going upwards of beautiful, beautiful colours. Let me take you in for a close-up. I just want to show you what I meant about softening the edges. So can you see I've just blown them around very, very slightly, so they're just not, before they were quite straight, and I did that deliberately. When I blew it with the hairdryer, I didn't keep blowing. I kind of stopped when I felt that the colour was going to run out because I didn't want it to thin. So I've got these really intense lines, boundaries between the base colour and the design, which I think is great, but I just wanted to soften it. So all around, I've just blown it around a little bit so it's not straight, so it's just really, really wavy. Look at the colours and look at the cells. The other big difference is that I decided I would torch at the end, because when I torched at the beginning with the first painting, I got some cells and then I blew them away because I blew out the edges, so they disappeared. So I thought, that's a bit pointless. I'll do the blowing first and then create the cells with the blowtorch, and it definitely works. These colours are gorgeous. I've more, in particularly tried to get the cells around the edges of the petals. So you've got the intense colour nearer the centre. Wow, I'm so happy. I'm just going to film again. I'm just going to turn my phone off and turn it on again, but with the torch on this time, to see if I can show you some of the shimmer. Now, can you see any shimmer? No, you can't. I don't know how other artists can show the shimmer. Is there a bit there in that turquoise? So if I tell you that all of this is shimmery, including the base, you can sort of see it in the base colour there, in the silvery base. Maybe a little bit there. It's all shimmery, and this is such a shame when you just can't see it with a video or with a photograph. Yeah. Great, I'm so happy. You probably guessed. I will be back when it's dry. So they're both dry. I am so excited about these paintings. I'm just so happy with the colours for what I'm wanting them for my dining room wall, and to match the other artwork that I've got already, those two triptychs. I absolutely love the combination. I'm just still amazed. How has this worked with so many colours? I'm so happy. So beautiful, beautiful cells in there. I love the way that it's just so floaty. So it just floats and disappears and fades into nothing with this smaller one. The base colour is just stunning. I'm so pleased with it. You can see there it's iridescent. You can see it's shiny, but it's not too much because it's pale. It doesn't detract from the actual colour of the design. So I'm just so pleased with it. And everything is iridescent, so it's just shimmering beautifully. And then the bigger one. I love this Dutch pour. I think this is probably one of my favourite ever Dutch pours. It's quite different from anything before. It's got the 3 panels of colour, which I have done before, but not quite like this. Let me take you in for a close-up. Again, the colours, you can see the silver there actually, you can see how shiny that is, you can see the iridescence. The colours, just look at the folds of colour and how all the colours are sort of up against each other, up next to each other, but so they're kind of blending, but they're not, they're separate as well. I'm so happy with these edges, the way it's not straight, but it's still a very distinct line between the colour and the base colour. And I've got that all the way around, so I'm just so pleased with how that works. I'm happy with the bits of negative space. I'm happy with the balance of negative space compared to the colour, the design. I'm just blown away by the colour scheme. Maybe because I've designed this for my dining room. It's my favourite colours. Maybe I'm a bit biased here, but I'm just so pleased with it. Some really interesting details in here. So 100% this is what I'm going to try and do on a much bigger scale for my dining room. So I've ordered my canvas. It is 72 by 113, something like that. It's quite an odd size canvas, but I've measured the wall and I've just gone for the exact size that I think fits the best. So let me know what you think. Yeah, oh, there's like a little flame in there, isn't it? The pink and the orange or the gold there. Let me know what you think. If you like the paintings, do hit the like button, the thumbs up button, that would be great. And please subscribe to my channel. Great, thank you so much for watching, everybody. Take care. Bye.